In 2007, a group of furries came together to create a con in Denver known as Rocky Mountain Furcon. This beautiful con ran up until 2016 and it closed its doors mysteriously, and here's the story of Rmfc. Hope you enjoy. While researching this video, I originally wrote a first draft, a more comedic draft poking fun at many involved in the story. While that was good content for my own kind of watching, I hit a brick wall. I asked one involved person, Miss Taz Devil, to tell me what went on further with that cease and desist letter they received from Rmfc. It was soon realised that this was only the beginning. Dio had unleashed the floodgates with a lot of insight in the background and mischievous acts that were being committed behind the scenes. 3 harmful accusations were made about Rocky Mountain Furcon. 2 has to do with the con and its attendees, and the other is to do with the CEO of the con, Mr. Kendall Emery, or Kahuki. I'll start with the smallest, but it's a pretty serious crime: tax evasion. I'm not joking. The article was written by Flayra, and it's kind of a furry newspaper similar to Dogpatch Press. Flayra recorded that the parent company of Rmfc had their tax exemption status lapsed after being obtained. This meant that the con had failed to file taxes for 7 years while still claiming to be a registered 501c non-profit organisation, meaning that when you're a non-profit organisation means you get no money, you don't have to file taxes. These guys were doing it, were receiving money and weren't filing the taxes. MAAAC, the parent company, or Mid-America Anthropomorphics and Arts Corporation, had not filed taxes from 2008 to 2015. The IRS records stating that their status was revoked in 2011 after failing to file annual information returns, and they have not qualified as an exempt non-profit under any part of the United States Federal Code since 2011. Now, there were serious allegations made about the CEO of Rmfc known as Kendall Emery. Now, I believe that these were fake because of a video made by Weirdzors. Now, he apparently spoke to friends of Kendall saying that these were nothing more than a misdemeanor charge
for a sex offense, proving once again why there shouldn't be a registry. I don't know this individual in any way. From what I've been told by people who know him though, personally, Kendall stepped out of a shower, some minors saw him, parents were told, police were called, charges were filed, and probably pleaded down. This is what I was told, and when I checked into Colorado law regarding this misdemeanor charge, it fits under the type of scenario that has been described to me. As far as the public is concerned though, if you're on the registry, then it automatically means you must like shoving
when a police report clearly says felony sexual contact with a minor. Sexual contact with a minor, by definitions.uslegal.com, sexual contact is intentional touching either directly or through clothing of genitalia, anus, groin, breast, inner thigh, or buttocks of any person. Not walking out of a shower and accidentally flashing someone like you said in the video. That's a public exposure charge. Plus, speaking of the friends you're speaking with, I don't take the testimony from the friends as any sort of quality due to their insanity. They believe in the flat earth. Apparently Mars is round, but the earth's just a flat disc in space. That kind of makes you seem like a fucking idiot. So their testimonies are pretty much unusable. If their fellow associates of his friends have covered up him being a paedophile for 8 years, then why would they be telling a YouTuber that he's not? Think about it. Okay, so after the con was shut down due to the explosion in cost due to the security concerns, Taz Devil was sent a cease and desist letter, and it was horrifying. Oh my god. First of all, I want to establish that this wasn't the actual con chairman that sent it. It was Kendall and Scorch, who we'll be talking to later. This case was actually picked up by a law article website because of how beautifully comical it was. So they claim a bunch of sovereign citizen laws. These are basically the people you see getting pulled out of cars because they are the people of the lands and that they don't need laws.
Don't touch me.
You're not going in, sir.
Let the record show that you just battered me.
Step back.
And you're using...
Fucking idiots. But they also do some peculiar reason for the cease and desist. Incite to riot. Nobody would have been rioting. We're furries and not Leeds fans. Secondly, they state furry raiders and 2 griffin as possible plaintiffs, which is very, very weird. And a lot of injury damages. Oh no, I've been injury damaged. Oh fuck. This is where I ended my last script, so I reached out to Taz Devil to see if this went any further, and here's what I got. Dio was meant to be banned from Rmfc, but Kendall and Kahuki went behind the chair in Soren's back and wrote a threatening cease and desist letter claiming ability to seize assets and wages to make up for the financial damage of the con. Kendall Emery apparently left in 2008 after the conviction was made public, but he shadow managed the entire time and he had never truly left the convention. Ex-staff said that they were unable to remove Kahuki due to the fact that laws and restrictions to non-profit organisations meant that he had to be unanimously voted out. Unfortunately, they weren't able to because his friend Scorch kept voting him back in, so no one would be able to vote him out. This is actually quite like what happened with Poland in the EU. Poland began to change their laws that would be very, very unbeneficial to the justice system and people, and they were trying to be unanimously voted out, but Bulgaria kept them in because Bulgaria could never vote. Dio sends a joke tweet which may have not been interpreted as that by other people, but they took it way too seriously, as this is the World Wide Web, of course. Someone replies saying they'd love to see Dio being shot, which is very, very morbid. The convo ends here, a few more tweets being sent out about Rmfc, and then it exploded. This was not under Dio's control. It's like a YouTuber. They kind of control their audience. These people then went and began to speak and make conversation about all the points I just said because of the threats of violence against furry raiders who Kendall and Scorch are actively a part of. The hotel raises costs, and after all the actions, Kendall Emery, including not telling anyone and changing the ban letter to a sovereign citizen's cease and desist, the chairman gives him an ultimatum: step down or the con closes. Emery doesn't step down, the con closes. So that should be it, right? Video over. Roll the outro. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would be lying to you if I said that the rabbit hole was over here. It's not. Thanks to Dio, I received Scorch's Telegram name and I went to go speak with them, and they had a completely different story. Some things I wish to make known about Scorch. These things could be quite seriously make you reconsider his version of events. Scorch is a flat earther, and right off the bat I don't believe him already, due to the fact that people who refuse to believe scientific fact and believe that every other planet is a sphere shaped, yet the world is a floating disc in space, is just fucking stupid. He's also been known to lure a 14-year-old to their house. Kahuki lives with him, who is a convicted child sex offender. He also has a stash of dolphin porn and runs the site himself. He's also a sovereign citizen, so let me just say that you're an American citizen, live with it. I'm Irish and I live with it. Dio gave me his telegram and I got to speak with Scorch. Let me read out this conversation. So, way back at the beginning, I begin with, "Hello, is this Scorch? I'm a small-time YouTuber making a video on Rmfc, and I was wondering if you can tell me something about it. What went so wrong?" And he replies with, "That's what they call me." And I cannot, but maybe later. This is a long story, and you can start with the article I wrote a few years ago. Now, I wasn't fucking bothered to view this article. I gave a quick run through it, and it's nothing special. It's really nothing special. So I just said, sure thing, whenever you find the time. And then he posted this image, and I will read it out as currently. The story of Rocky Mountain Furcon, the short version. In the beginning, there was an otter who did create and did own Rmfc, which he was successful for many years, operated by the otter and his group of friends for so many years. Then some SJW bullies decided to have their own problem with the otter and his friends. They called that the otter was a dangerous predator and his friends are something of some such Nazi or sovereign citizen, or whatever they decided their problem is. The SJW control freaks then declared, "We have a problem and we demand you do something about it." The universe said, "Your wish is my command," and poof, Rocky Mountain Furcon immediately disappeared from existence. I said, okay, I kind of get the gist. Whenever you get the time, I'd love to hear the long version. So he said, I'd love to put it all together, and I would actually bring it all together and write it all out. There was plenty behind the scenes stuff going on that most are not aware of, such as the mate of one of the board members who declared commercial warfare by creating his own petition to boycott Rmfc, unless it bans the furry raiders. Then the board member not disclosing the source of the petition when the board held a meeting to discuss the petition. The controversy was going on before Dio came on the scene and trespassed on her contract and with the hotel on by way of a Twitter thread and her calling the Denver police, which ultimately resulted in a huge increase in security costs and the company was not prepared to deal with, and the hotel refused to proceed unless we pay it and just abandon the contract and walk away. They then link a YouTube video where, I'm sorry but I cannot watch this, it's very hard to sit down and watch this. No offense to the person, but the suit it's quite hard to watch. He sends me article after article, videos trying to bolster his point about the convention and trying to pin the blame on Dio. But let me get one thing straight. They did not trespass on your contract. They are not involved in your contract. They are not under your control or under your company's control. The reason your convention failed was the fact that you associated with an extremely controversial group. It's like Milo Yiannopoulos or Ben Shapiro. When they have talks at colleges, they associate themselves with offensive and controversial opinions, which is bound to get angry protesters, which is why they're not allowed to speak at a lot of colleges, because of the fact that they get the actual community and student body so riled up. Scorch, I don't believe a word you said. Rmfc was ruined due to horrible mismanagement and a stupid CEO that wished to scare a Twitter user who actively pointed out that an all-loving, all-welcoming con was associating with a dark underbelly. Thank you for watching the video. Not all my videos are like this. I want to give a big huge shout out to the people that helped me with the video. And yeah, just really thank you guys so much for watching. I do make a lot of comedic videos, but I do have a huge love for furry history and going into the depths of what went wrong with certain conventions and certain people. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Den elbow, Rmfc.